everyone, I'm Jessie from NZ and today I'm going to show you how to store your nail art brushes and also how to make a nail art brush holder. This is really easy and fun and will help your nail art brushes last longer as it keeps them out of the way and minimises chance of damage. Please subscribe to my channel to see more nail art videos and let me know below if you'd like to see more ideas for decorating these jars. Right, so first grab yourself some kind of glass jar. I just used an old one that had olives in it. Yuck, I hate them so much, but my husband really likes them. Make sure you've cleaned it and then peel off the label. Some will probably stay a bit stuck. If that's the case, run some hot water into your sink and then place the jar into soak. I put some dishwashing liquid in too to encourage the label to come off quickly. Then just roll the jar over to make sure it's all soaking and then just wait a minute or two. Bear in mind the older the jar is, the harder the label will be to take off, but it shouldn't take too long either way. Once it's ready, rub off the label with your fingers. Put the leftover label on the side of the sink, or if it's too sticky, just wash it off in the water and take it out when you drain the sink later. If any is still stuck, just soak it a bit longer and repeat the process until you have a nice clean jar. Make sure it's completely dry before you move on to the next part. For the decorating, I just used some twine, some white acrylic paint, a paintbrush, some scissors and a glue gun. I went for quite a neutral look for this jar as I wanted it to look quite classy to match my nail art brushes. By the way, I have a Christmas special on at my store at the moment, so I will leave the links to that down below. Okay, so anyway, using a brush, paint the bottom third of the inside of the jar white. My brush I was using was quite small, but it was actually really soft and didn't leave as many streaks as some brushes do, so just go with what works for you. If you have a sponge and could somehow get to the bottom of the jar with tongs or something, that would work great too. While that first coat is drying, we're going to glue the twine on around the middle of the jar. Start this just below where the white ends. This took a bit of playing around with to get right, but I found if I put a short line of glue on one side, I could wind the twine around. Just do a little bit at a time though, otherwise the glue will dry and the twine won't stick. Keep winding it around, adding more glue as you need it. Make sure you only have the glue on one side by the way, to keep the rest of the jar looking clean and smooth. Stick the last bit down and then cut the twine. Next, do essentially the same thing for the top of the jar, but just bear in mind it is a bit trickier here as the surface isn't flat. If you don't want to bother with the twine again, you could always just tie a bow with a nice white ribbon around it. That could look quite cute. I cut off some smaller lengths of twine for this part so I could be more specific with their placement. Again, just make sure you do the bulk of this gluing on one side so the jar looks nice. Alright, so make sure you repaint the inside with white if it needs it, but otherwise that's it. Let it dry for a while so you don't get paint all over your brushes, but then you can add them all in. Make sure they're all standing up with the bristles in the air, as you will damage them if you place them in upside down. Also make sure you put the jar in a place where nothing will be placed on top of it or it won't be pushed against something, as again the bristles need to be clear and free of anything that could crush or bend them. If you'd like to see more nail art holder DIYs, make sure you let me know in the comments because I really liked doing this. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Remember to check out my online store for the nail art brushes you see here. I ship internationally and have 10% off right now. I'll see you next week with some Christmas nail art. Alright, now for a gorgeous bottle shot. Check out this white polish, this stringy, goopy mess. This is one of the better ones too. I don't know if my pack is just super old and that's why it's so bad, but when I mentioned